Good afternoon, everyone. I am Raul Edwards, and I am with Strictly Street Salsa. And today we're going to do a quick salsa lesson. More importantly, we're going to go through a few of the main elements that make salsa what it is, as you will see salsa done in Latin American countries. So the first thing I'm going to do is to walk you through a couple of movements so you can see how some of the influences that make this dance what it is today came from. First thing I'm going to do is to learn a little bit about the movement of the body. You will sometimes see on Dancing with the Stars, and you will see all these extreme positions, which they're not really from Latin America. So we want to just bring that, and we thank Dance Houston for making this platform that we can share this information with you. So now, a couple of things we're going to do is just learn how the body moves freely. So one of the big influences that we have in salsa dancing comes from West Africa. The central part of Africa, and also from the north. So we're going to explore a little bit of that. Andrew, if you will do me a favor, my music is already queued, and it should be the first track, and that's going to be some West African music. I want to use that as a warm-up. So first thing first we're going to do is learning how the body works. You want the body to be completely relaxed, and there's also a West African class, which I ask you to take it, also to check it out. And so you're going to see a lot of the elements that I'm doing from where they actually come from. So that will be fun. So, okay, so a couple of things. So I'm going to do this little movement here, and I'm going to start working with the body here. So I'm going to just do this very slight movement as I'm working with the, so using the pelvis go back and in. But do not force it. It's not forced. It's just a slight movement, in and out. Completely relaxed. We have shoulders down. The upper body just going back and forth, and back. So that's going to be one of the things that we're going to see in how that becomes later as we do salsa. We will see all of these movements that we do, these little rolls of the body, that actually has an influence on that. So yeah, so let's learn how to do that. First thing we're going to do is think about your hips. That you're moving your hips in a circle all the way around. Yeah? You think about making a circle and don't cut the circle short. Go all the way around, all the way around. Let's just reverse that. So we do that there. Good. So I should give us a little way of feeling this movement, which you will also see in a lot of Caribbean dances. Yeah? Okay. So from here, we're going to do this second movement is going to be a set. We're going to do a double set. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1. The trick here is the shift of the weight. I go from one leg to the other into a double step. You will see this later, like if you do this in Rumba Cubana, what they do this step called la prima. And you will also see this like in New Orleans where they do. Am I having? Can you hear me?
Talk over the music.
Right, okay.
Like, it doesn't sound. Thank you for trying.
So you skip, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is where you see this movement also very typical in the Caribbean. You will see this in events in North Orleans. Okay, so enough of that. So what I'm going to do now is bring you to enter finally go to the second track.
Sounds great.
You can hear me?
Sounds great.
Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you with this. I'm going to show you just a little bit of Rumba Cubana, in which we're going to just learn how these things feel. So we're going to see the West African, also the North African, the Spanish, and then later we'll bring the European together. Okay, so if I go to the second track, and if you will pause it just for a second, that will be super. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is the following. So the base that we're going to use in salsa, the foundation of that, comes from the legs. To some extent, we're going to start with the legs, yeah? Never hyperextended or locked, no. It's very earthy. So we get a lot of things from flamenco, we get a lot of things from West African, North African and also from Europe, as I mentioned before. So first thing we're going to do here is find a very comfortable position with the body. Here's going to be where the differences begin and what makes it unique to be Latin America. In this case, a lot of it Cuban. You will see a lot of dances in Africa where they will do that. This position of the body. We have this position, but the pelvis is not that out. It's a little bit in. Make sense? So you will see this when they will do that, but we're a little bit here. So it's a little bit more contained in this part. So that's where the fusion begins, and also the differences begin in what's African and then what's Latin. Okay, so having that in mind, so we're going to find this position here, just like here, and all I'm going to do is just step to the side, to the side, to the side, and I'm going to use this little bounce, which is called muellejo, and it's going to keep the movement going without stopping. So we're going to do this, and I'm not going to go through a whole rumba class. We're going to use a demonstration of how the movement, and later how we do this in salsa. So in salsa, you will see this. In rumba, you see the same thing. The difference is the count. In rumba, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. In salsa, we're doing. Makes sense? The step is the same. The difference is in the count. And that's what makes a difference. Okay, so in that, so let's start now working what I mentioned earlier about the North African influence. So I'm going to start from the top and then go all the way to the bottom. You will see this a lot in North African movement. You will see a lot of the fast moving shoulder shimmies, as we call this here. You will also see a lot of this. So looking at those two things, when you see salsa, we do all of that. Yeah, so that's one of the things that we'll see the influence. Second influence we're going to see, as we're moving, sometimes we will dance and we will do this kind of movement. We get that from flamenco influences. Makes sense? So you will see in the flamenco dancers when they will do this, and they will hit. Or sometimes they will do the planta or the talon. Yeah, so those are different elements that came and fused in this dance as we know as salsa. So what I'm going to do here is just walk you through it. Andrew, if I will take track number 2, please. So I'm going to start with my shoulders. If you're having problems to do the shoulder movement, think of this, that you have someone's hands in front of you and you're trying to hit those hands with your shoulder. Yeah? So I can do this at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, go faster. Yeah, so the important thing here, you should not look like this. It should be completely relaxed. Okay, having that in mind. So, this movement, this idea of having the body completely relaxed is the key to looking natural and also like you're having fun, yeah? So if I'm doing this, I'm going to bend my knees now. That's going to allow me to have this movement. It should not be forced. Everything is relaxed. So if I'm doing this on the side, so now notice when I was talking about flamenco, this position of the hand here that people will do when doing rumba, they come back to this position, we get from la posición clásico de flamenco, which is here. Make sense? So all of those things fuse in what we see as salsa today. So, having had that idea, we're going to start now breaking down the basic steps that we're going to use to do a quick salsa class. Okay? So, let me go off the music for a second. Yeah. So I'm going to turn now so you can see, you can follow me with ease as I do this, and you don't have to change the movement if I say left or right. So a couple of things I want you to see to begin with are the way my feet are going to work. Can you hear me from speaking? Okay. So the way my feet are going to work. Think of naturally walking, and then you dance from there.
There should be no difference from the way you walk and use your feet. So for example, if you walk like this, you should not have to do this to dance. It should be just an extension of walking. So for example, if I take a step to my left, let's say if I do 1, 2, 3. Notice two things. When I step out, my body goes. 1, my body's here. 2, and then I come back. What we do not want to do is this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a tendu, and that's not what we're doing. We're doing 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. Two sets of 1, 2, 3. If you want to count this in an 8 count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the heel coming to the floor allows for my hips to work. Notice this. When I step, I'm going to step back in this case. When I step back and I just bring the ball of my foot to the floor, but not the heel, notice what doesn't happen at my hip. There's no movement. The moment I do this, the movement of the hip happens naturally. So the first thing we want to learn is that the movement in salsa, the movement of your hips, doesn't come from your hips. Yeah? So notice, if I am moving my hips like this, if I try to do that, it looks funny, and yes, we will laugh if you do that. Yeah? So again, it comes from correctly and naturally using your body, in this case, your feet. Having said that, now I'm going to start adding, we're going to work 3 basic little steps here to show you how we're going to put this together. So I'm going to take a step forward with my left. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now take this back with my right. I'm going to turn sideways in a second so you can see it from the side. So if I turn to the side, notice I go 1 and back. Notice in particular where my feet are landing. I am not doing this. That's artificial, but also mechanical. The music is not doing that, that, that. The music keeps going. So you have to keep the movement going. So I'm overstepping because that's naturally what will happen when you take a step, yeah? So I'm going to call that number 1. I'm going to turn again. I'm going to do second step going to the side, which I did earlier, and now I'm putting it into a sequence. Yeah, back. I'm going to do one more step, and I'm going to go back. The trick to all of this, to all of these steps, is allowing your weight to transfer naturally. One of the big differences you will see, like people say, like, oh, if it's salsa cubana, salsa Nueva York, salsa. So yes, there are different styles. The style that I like the most is Cuban style, and it's because it moves. It doesn't stay in one place. You're always in motion, whether you're leading or you're following, yeah? Instead of just being pretty much stuck in YX. You know, sort of like working on Y and then you work on X, yeah? So we're doing that, but that, you can literally take that and move it around, yeah? Okay, so now, having that in mind, what we're going to do now is go through rhythmically in how we're going to do this. A couple of things that we want to do right before we start with the rhythm. So, if this is count 1, I'm using my forearm as a measuring device, we want to land on the last part of the beat, not at the beginning, the last part. And I'm going to demonstrate it like this. If I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm landing at the beginning, at the top of the beat, which makes it to look a little bit frantic or like I'm in a hurry. Totally the opposite. We want to land the last part, y uno. See that? So, and 1. That's where I'm landing. Still landing on that, but it's almost a little bit late, but on time. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. That allows for the body to move. It gives the body time for the movement to go from your feet all the way up to the shoulder or to your head in many cases. Yeah? So I'm going to do this with a very slow beat. Then I'm going to walk you through that and how we're going to put that together, in addition to some movement that we're going to do. Some shoulder movement, some hip movement, and then you're going to see a little bit of that. Yeah? And if you would give me the third track, that would be good. So there you go here. 5, 6, and 4. To the side. Set it back. 3. Out. One more back. Forward. To the side. Back, up. Forward. Side. Back. Good. So, having that in mind, let's go for a second. So, a couple of the things that you're going to see, or you probably saw, that we add all of that movement. That freedom comes from the body being relaxed. No body part should be hyperextended or reaching its final or extreme position. Makes sense? So the arms should never be like that. See, that's completely hyperextended. Always relax. And that is going to allow the body to be able to move and respond, more importantly, to the music, to what the music is asking and or suggesting for your body to do. So, having said that, now let's add a little bit of movement to that. So I'm going to do this. 1. So what I'm allowing is for my body to move in that time, in that space that I have in between beats. So I step. Notice that when I step back, I literally step into the kick. That is what's allowing this to happen. This is a rebound. See that? So I don't have to work for that. All I have to do is just step, and the body takes care of itself. So when I do this, 1, 2. When I go to the side, do the same thing. Stop. So now what we're going to add is the following. We're going to add. When we go to the side, let's say we do this, then we're going to do and 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're changing the movement, but we're also changing the count. So we're going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? So rhythmically, is the duration of the full 8 count is the same. The only difference is instead of doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm just doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sense? So I'll do that with the same song, Andrea, if you don't mind. So I'm going to just walk through that. So let's go to the side for 2 times. So I go, and side. Then in the air. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Again, 2, 1, 2, 3. The rumba Y, 1, 2, 3, 4, va, 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 va. One more time. Go, head. And here we're going to have a slight thing. We're going to have a slight difference. So simply we don't have too much time to do all of that. But the one thing that you're going to see is also the movement. In this case, when the ladies do rumba, is, for example, there's a lot of this movement of the body. Yeah? You know. So we don't have enough time to do all of that today. But all we're going to do is the following. We're going to just go y uno, y dos, y tres. So you see the movement here? The movement of the hip is coming from my oblique, from my abs. Makes sense? That is what's moving my hip. So just don't think about the movement of the hip. In Latin dancing, for the most part, almost all the time, the movement of the hips come from somewhere else. So when it comes from the knees, when it comes, in this case, it's coming from here, from the torso, the core, the obliques in this case. So I am sending my hip, when I go to the side, I'm sending my hip, but it's starting here. That's where the energy begins and then the hips fall. Yeah? So I'm just doing uno, dos, y tres. We're not going to worry about the shoulder, we just worry about the hip right now. Uno, dos, y tres, y uno, dos, y tres. 1, 2, y 3, y 1, 2, 3, y 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. The guys don't do that. The guys are just here. 1, 2. So you see the difference between one and the other? So now I'm going to do it. I'm going to do some sections the ladies' way, then some sections the guys. So what we're going to do is then we're going to go to, I'm going to go to the next song, Andrea. So then we're going to do 4 times going front and back, and then we're going to do go inside. So the first time we're going to do 2 sides, just regular salsa, and I'm going to say E, which in English is going to be and that's the indication that when we go from here, let's see if I'm going left. To me, when I say E, that is this transition of going from here, E, E, uno. And then for those 2 counts, or those 2, you stay with your body bent. So this is what I was talking about, that influence of the West African. So you stay with your body bent, and then from here, E, and back to salsa. Yeah? So I'll do a few times so you can follow. Here we go. I'll take it forward, and I made a mistake. Can I get to the previous one? Sorry, too fast. I made a mistake. Sorry. 5, 6, going forward, forward. That's the first. Second. Third. Fourth. To the side. Rumba. E. This is for the guys. Nothing happens from here. I lost the track. From here, E, up, then back. 4 times. Here's the third. Here's the fourth. Back to the front. E, 1. To the side. 2. E, back up, back, 3. One more. Forward. To the side for 2. I'm going to do the ladies for now. E, ah. 3, and. One more. Forward. Okay, so I'm going to turn around. So stay there. Now let's step out to your left. So you're going to go side, Just stay there for a second. Now from here, see if you can add this movement. Let's go, no feet, just the movement. Got it. Remember to breathe while you do this. That's important. So now, what we're doing, what makes Latin dancing really interesting, sometimes hard, but sometimes fun too, is the ability to do several speeds or several rhythms at the same time while moving. Yeah, so for example, if I am doing this, so all that needs to happen on this whole beat, but it also work together. You have to smile and breathe and move. Yeah? So all needs to happen. You have to look happy, yeah? So we're gonna just do a couple of things. What we're gonna do is shoulder. First thing, your shoulder. So we're gonna do shoulders on this count. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to do that again. So we're going to do from here. No, you find the mic. We're going to go from here, and I'm going to do 4 times forward. And we're going to do 2 times forward. 1, 2, then with shoulders, back. To the side, for 2. Room up from here, 8, 1, go. 3, 4, back. Yeah, so let's do those 4, those 3 exercises, then we're going to add something to the third. So from here, starting forward, 8, 1. And shoulder, 8. To the side. 8, back. Forward and going back, sorry. Forward. Shoulders. Side. 8, up. Back. Good, so now we're gonna add, when we go back, a little bit of mobility. So instead of just going 1, 2, now we're gonna really travel. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So we want to give you a little bit of foundations that you can do any style. So the main characteristic of Cuban dancing or Cuban style is the freedom of the body and the ability of the body to move and to displace in space. So for example, from here, we're doing 1, 2. So I'll do the sideways so you can see that. The moment my foot lands on the floor, so the moving foot, this one, the other one lifts and crosses. Important thing to know about this in street salsa is that you don't never drag your feet. You never slide your feet. You always lift your feet as if you're stepping over something, or as if you're dancing on the beach on sand where you can slide your feet, but you actually have to lift your feet. So that is one of the main characteristics. What that does, it allows the body to react and to move. So for example, when I do this, when I do 1, 2, 3, by stepping here and lifting, it shifts my weight. I'll do this so you can see from this angle. When I do that and I lift, you see where my body is going? It's already going in that direction when I do that. So I don't have to work very hard. I allow the body to move naturally and for the energy to go from one place to the other with no effort. So again, I'll do that forward so you can see it, and then I'll do it back. So from here, I go, I'm gonna step, let's say if you're stepping with your left foot going back. I go back, and then I cross. Always do, my feet are usually, not usually, but under my hips. So now I do that again. I go and I'm going to your right. So I go, I lift. So notice what I do here, I lift. That allows the body to make that. If I just slide, I'm there, stop. Yeah? So the moment I do this, 1, 2, 3. I'll put it now with my back to you. Starting with my left, I go 1, 2, 3, 1. And 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 1. So we're going to do 2 forward and back with nothing. Then 2 more, adding the shoulders. 2 side to side with nothing. Then we go 2 improvement count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go 4 times back. Uno, then we cross. And back. And back. Yeah, so let's do it now. So we're going to do that with some music. I'll take the next track now, which is number 3. Or number 4.
A little faster?
Yeah, a little faster. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. 5, 6, 8, and shoulder. To the side. Number 8. Whoa, I'm sorry, man. Last one. Forward. Shoulder. To the side. Raul, back. Last one. Forward. Shoulder. This side. Through back 8. Back. Good, so now what we're going to do is, if anybody has a question online or anything, just let us know that we can then answer those questions. So I'm going to take the same step, number 3, to give it a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's not do that. It's going to be a little bit crazy for the tummy time. What we're going to do is the following. We finish here, that. We go 1, 2, 3, travel. I'll do that again. So from here. 1, 2, ah, 1, 2, 3, y 4, y 1, 2, 3, close, 1, 2, 3. Yeah? So let's do that with music. I'm going to go, what is the next song?
Soy Bun Bun?
So, okay, I'll take that. There's so I'll go 5, 6, forward, 8, 2, shoulders. To the side. Forward. Back, neck, Raul. shoulders. There you go. Back. Side. Rumba 8. Up. Back. Okay. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up. Shoulders 8. Side. And up. Back. Do this one more time. Shoulders. Side. Back. 1. And 1. And 1, 2. So now we're going to add to that. So I'm going to pass this. So we're going to take those little rolls that we're doing with the torso, which is here, and we're going to walk that around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah? So we finish this section here. We do 1, 2, there we go, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close 8, then 1, 2, and 3. Over here again. So once we finish the last one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, and 3. Then we start from the top. Yep, okay. So I'll take that song. 5, 6, 7. Oh, back. Shoulders. Other side. Rumba 8. Up. Back. Shoulders. Back. Side. Rumba 8. Shoulders 8. Side. And. And. Last side, shoulders, and. To the side. And. Beginning to make sense, I hope. So now what we're going to do now is, if I do the possible from here. So from here, as we do that, the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. From here, what we're going to do is the following. 1, 2, 3, 5. Actually,
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to do a little bit of how to displace the body. So from here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the trick is going to be that once you step here, 5, this is 6, this is 7. I'll do that 2 more times, just that section. 5, 6, 7. Do it again. 5, 6, 7. I'll repeat the whole thing going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here, now I'm going to step over my right. 1, 2, 3. I'll do that section one more time. So I'm here with my feet together, and I go 1, 2, and 3. Then one more time, and 1, 2, and 3. Now from the top, you see this from the top of this section, I go forward. 1, 2, sorry, then 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll repeat the whole thing again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Important to know, I'm going to do this now facing you. Important to know and to see is that, for example, when I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Notice that my body has to adjust, or I should make it adjust. So for example, in this case, I go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. It is slightly turning when I step. You see that? It adjusts. So this is why the body should work in a relaxed way, that it could make those adjustments as it needs or as it wants to, and make the movement to work in a natural, relaxed, and free-looking form. So I'll do that again. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, and 3, 5. When I do that from the side, you're going to see how my body is displacing in the space. We do not want to do space like this. There's a lot of tension that I can actually feel. So from here I go 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. See, I'm moving, I'm moving, I'm moving, I'm moving, I'm moving. So I'll do it again so you can see it from the side, from the angle, this angle. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. Displace, 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 displace. Yeah? So if I do the whole thing, now facing, I'm going to put my back to you again. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to work a little backwards. So let's go to the last section, which is step number 3, that we do 1, 2, 3. We did it 2 times. Here's the second time. And from here I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, close. 8, 1, 2, and 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, and 3, 5, 6, 7. Yeah? One more time, then we'll do it easy. So from here, and for the third step, once we go from here, travel to the side, travel to the side, travel to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Back. Yeah, that's all the music, and I'm gonna just play a song here if you bear with me for a second. So here we're gonna do this. So this work from the top. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then this step. 5, 6, 7, 8, and forward. And back. Shoulders down. To the side. Through 8. Great. Rival.
enter to the next song. Then I'll have, I'm not sure if there's any questions or anything.
Not yet.
No? Okay. So let's take this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, and forward. Shoulder. Side. Zoom up. Back. Roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Together. Repeat the step. Again. Forward. And forward from the top. Shoulders back. To the side. Great. And back. Keep. Again, forward. So, can I keep going? Yes, sir. So I'm going to do that same thing. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do a little ad lib. So when we go into the rolls around, we're going to add some body pulses to that. So as you go in here, a little bit of a pulse here as we go around. Yeah, so let's do that. So I'll take music enter. Thank you. 5, 6, 7, forward, 8. Shoulders. 5. Back. Back. Forward. Again. Shoulders up. And back.
No problem.
Okay. From the side, it looks like this. So let's add that once we finish here. Good time. Yeah, so let's take it from the top. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Shoulder. To the side. Back. There it is. Take it forward. Back. One. Front. Back up. There. Mambo, hey, guys. 1, 2, forward, and. Now, 2 more, forward. And the shoulder, here, and. Side. And then, keep going. And that brings us to the end of the salsa class. So I'm not sure if anyone has any any questions that you want to ask. You can do that online, and then I'll glad to answer any questions that you have. If no questions, then we thank you for being there, for watching, and thank you again to Dance Houston for putting this together. And don't forget to support them. So enjoy the rest of the classes. Hasta luego. Ciao.